Holidays, shopping, that time of the year again. I've got some questions and a little bit about doing some of the things that I really don't like to do, but I have to do, especially be living overseas. Um, anyway, first thing about holidays, Philippines has probably more holidays than just about any other country in the world. And I know many of my friends and the others out there who have visited the Philippines and have had to go to a bank and or a government agency, immigration department, for instance, to try to get an extension. Uh, a number of times they have showed up. They didn't know there was a holiday and the office was closed. They had to return another day. By the way, if you're not in the Philippines yet, there's an empty chair or two waiting for you, and resorts and hotel rooms and condos and a whole lot of good time here in the Philippines. The weather is fine. We are in the high season, basically November, December, January, a little bit of February. Cold in the northern hemisphere, and a lot of people take their longer vacations. Of course, then you have expats, people who are wanting to live overseas long term, and you've got working nomads who just travel and work from whatever country. Anyway, a lot of great beaches, not just the top-rated ones in the world that they have, but many others as well, spread across the many islands. This is a question that I get quite often, and something that I've had to deal with just in the last few days. How do you handle your mail if you're living in the Philippines or any other country? How do you handle your mail? I know some people use relatives. I tried that for several years and it kind of worked, but not 100% of the time. I know some of you use various mail forwarding services, and some of you have mentioned some of those. Let us know, and the rest of you read the comments. Let us know which ones have worked the best for you and how much it costs, how you have handled that. I think you have to be in the U.S. I'm not sure about other countries. I think you have to be in the U.S. Maybe you have to go to the post office. I think you can change your address online, but they will send you a postcard to your current address, and if you don't return that, they won't change your address to the new address that you hope for. So there's a lot of things you have to take care of before you leave your country, that being one of them. Now, recently I've had a couple of credit cards, bank cards that I need to be sent to me, and I decided to just take them all, have them all new ones sent to me with new expiration dates, so I'll be set for a couple years, 4 years with some of them. And I was having my mail go to a relative in the U.S., and that wasn't working out real well. So now I have a sister, and so I had to call some of these companies. This is one thing I really don't like to do, getting on with customer service and trying to get things done, especially when you're changing things. And I was changing my mail to address, and so I was able to do some of that online, but I was afraid that my card would go back to my other address. So I got on the phone for a couple days. I've been using a service I have. Some of you know what it is, called Magic Jack. Works really well. I plugged it into my computer, and I have a U.S. phone number. Um, anyway, it works real well for me. It cost me, I don't know, $40-50 a year to have that U.S. phone number. And anyway, I got on and talked to all my credit cards and my bank, and have them all mailing. And it should, in the next 5 to 7 days, that they will arrive at my sister's place. She will package them together and FedEx them off to me. These companies, some of them would probably send them directly to me, but I just I just fear that time in transit and whether I would ever receive them here in the Philippines. How do you handle that? Other thing, shopping in the Philippines. You know, I read an article here a month or two ago that I think almost 50% of Filipinos now shop online. One of the unintended consequences of the shutting down the economy for a couple of years, people learned to shop online, and I think a person could probably pretty accurately predict that a lot of these stores and the malls probably are going to go by the wayside. I know even in America, many of the malls are closing down. They're converting some to housing, various things. There was a big mall I used to go to in Phoenix, Arizona, and it's closed, and they're kind of repurposing the mall, I guess. But more and more people are shopping online, and so are Filipinos. They've learned, because of the lockdowns, they have learned how to shop online, and it has become a new habit. Likewise for me. Um, Not like in the U.S. where you can get stuff overnight, sometimes even same day. Here, it usually takes me 5 to 10 days to get something, usually shipped out of Manila, coming to Cebu City. Sometimes it is comes from a different country, China. No, Amazon will send some things overseas. If you have a Philippine address listed, it will tell you, we will ship this item or we won't ship this item to the Philippines when you try to order it. So that's something to consider. I've had a couple people say that they've had reasonably good luck there. But even shopping online here, I've found that there's just some things I can't find, not of the brand and or quality that I would like to get. So it is Thursday here in the Philippines, and I have plans to go to a large buffet Thanksgiving dinner this evening. There are a number of places, a number of hotels, and I think a couple of bars at least here in Cebu City that are putting on Thanksgiving dinners. I think 301 Ramos Street Bar does that, puts on a Thanksgiving dinner, and I would go there. I think I went there last year. This year I'm going to the Bai Hotel. There's a big group of expats. I think about 300 of us have signed up to go to that at the Bai Hotel. And so going to be turkey and stuffing and sweet potatoes and a whole bunch of other stuff. Anyway, so those of you celebrating Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving to you, and for everybody else, happy holidays, whatever holiday you are going to experience in the next month or two. I can tell you I was at Ayala Mall here in Cebu City on Sunday, and what a crowd. I couldn't believe it when I walked in there. Just a huge crowd of people. And there were a couple of reasons for that extra huge crowd. Number one, it was right after payday. And number two, maybe even more important, the government and other employees often get a 13-month pay. That's part of the law here in the Philippines. You hire somebody, you employ them for 12 months, and about the end of the year, you're required to pay them a 13th month, whatever I don't know how they figured out their average or whatever it is. So a lot more people had a little extra money, and they filled the malls up, the coffee shops and the restaurants, the pizza places were pretty full. In fact, I had a hard time just finding a place to have a coffee that had a place to sit down. And just another quick note on holidays in the Philippines is that I've been surprised myself. I should be up on all that stuff, but I know the national holidays. I know when immigration is going to be closed, but the city can also, a lot of these cities and provinces have their own holiday. So depending upon where you are, you can be surprised. You need to go to a bank or immigration, and you find out they are closed because of a local holiday. And it's not too unusual. It happens, I think, if I remember correctly, it happens a couple times a year where the president will declare on relatively short notice that such and such date, a couple days in advance, it's going to be a special non-working holiday. And so kind of strange for someone like myself coming from a different culture, just to have all of a sudden there's a new holiday popping up when you were planning on doing some stuff where you needed a bank to be open or immigration to be open. So be aware of that. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm going to be going off to get my belly stuffed here shortly, and got a lot more videos planned. So thanks for coming along. Stay safe and safe travels. See you next time.